Hi students, welcome to our channel. Our today's topic is motion in a straight line, part 6. In part 5, we started doing problems involving uniform acceleration. Here, problem solving in uniform acceleration. In part 4, we did problems under bodies moving with a constant velocity, that is uniform motion. From part 5, we were doing problems regarding particles moving under constant acceleration. So this is continuation here. In last video itself, we started problems where particles moving with constant acceleration here. So in the constant acceleration topic only, here one special type of problems we find here. This is when and where. Why I am categorizing all these problems, so that while you revise the problems, you will find it very easy to revise them. So that's why we are categorizing all these problems which come in motion in a straight line. So first part of problems involves particles moving with a constant velocity, that is uniform motion. Second part of problems involves particles moving with a constant acceleration. So here these are the problems under constant acceleration only, but here is some special type of problems we see here. They are when and where type of problems. See, first question number 1 is, two particles A and B are at separation of 100 meters. While solving problems in physics, first study the question carefully, and immediately after studying the question, don't think about formulae. Let us check how to solve the problem, what is there behind the problem, and what is the method involved there, how to solve the problem. Let us check. Immediately what students do is, they go for they run behind formulae. So not like that. First understand the question carefully, then we can apply the relevant method here. So let us check here. So here two particles A and B are at a separation 100 meters. They move with uniform speed towards each other, A with 5 meters per second and B with 15 meters per second. When and where the two particles meet. So okay. So, and while understanding questions, while studying the question in physics, first don't bother about the figures given here. First, what is happening there? So while you are concentrating on figures here, so this might be a simple question, so you might not face any problem here, but in general, while reading out, while dealing physics problems, students, they read the question as well as they read these values also. While managing both of them, student faces some difficulty to understand what is actually happening in that question, what is the background of that question. He may miss something. Okay, so first understand the question. While understanding the question, just omit these values here. See, let us read this one. Two particles A and B are at separation. They are at some separation. Okay, next, they move with uniform speed. Okay, what type of motion they are having here? They are having uniform motion. They are moving with uniform speed, right? Towards each other. They are moving towards each other. Initially they are at some separation here. They are moving towards each other like this. Okay, A with 5 meters per second and B with 15 meters per second. Okay, A is moving with some speed and B is moving with some other speed. When and where the two particles meet, that is the question here, right? Okay, so here see, two particles are at some distance of separation here. They are moving with the constant speeds and they are moving on same line towards each other. So when they meet and where do they meet, that is the question here. Now let us solve this one. While solving problems in motion in a straight line, always try to draw the diagram. So let us draw the diagram here. Here let us consider A, here let us consider B. Okay, what is given? Distance of separation is 100 meters. So this is 100 meters. Okay, what else is given here? A's velocity VA equal to how much? 5 meters per second. Okay, and B is moving in this direction, they are moving on the same line here. VB equal to 15 meters per second, right? Yes. Now what is the question? When they are meeting and where they are meeting. See, A is coming like this, B is coming like this, B is coming faster, A is moving slower. Who will travel more distance on this line? B will travel more distance and A will travel less distance. Why? Because A is moving slow and B is moving fast. Its speed is 15 meters per second, its speed is 5 meters per second. They meet somewhere else. Let us suppose that they meet at this point C. They meet at this point C. And let us measure the distance from this point A, because it is a habit of us to measure the things from left to right, no? So let us consider the distance traveled by A from A to C is some D. Okay, while A travels a distance D here, how much distance B travels? See, total distance is 100 meters, this one is D, then this one equal how much? This is 100 minus D. Okay, distance is clear now. So they are meeting at C, C is the meeting point, and A is traveling a distance D, at the same time B is traveling a distance of 100 minus D, right? Okay, then what about time? Let us suppose that for traveling this distance D, A takes T seconds. Then how much time does B takes to travel this large distance? Some students, there is a chance of thinking that since it is traveling more distance, it takes more time. No. Actually, both are meeting. Suppose initially they are starting at same time. No, suppose the watch of A shows time as 10 AM. Okay, the watch of B also is adjusted to 10 AM if it is a wrong watch. Okay, now once suppose at 10 AM we fire a gunshot, then they start running towards each other. In Olympics, you know, they fire a gunshot, then the athletes, they start running. Okay, no? So they move like this, no? So when A reaches at a point C, he will not wait for B to reach this point C. That is the difference. He goes on moving like this and B goes on moving like this, and so they are meeting at a point C at one instant of time. Okay, so let us suppose that A is reaching point C at a 10:05 AM. That is, in 5 minutes he is reaching point C. Then B also has to reach point C at a 10:05 AM only, no? Okay, no? So if, because at this after A is reaching point C at a 10:05 AM, B also must reach the point C at 10:05 AM only. Because if B reaches at point C at a 10:06 AM, A will be crossing C. Got it? A will be crossing C. So it is very clear that if A takes T seconds to move from A to C, B also has to take the same time T seconds to move from B to C. I asked my students about this one, they also even got confused regarding these times. So that's why I am explaining you this one. So A takes T seconds and B takes T seconds. So we are having time and distances here. So A is traveling a distance D and B is traveling a distance 100 minus D meters, and A is taking time T and B is also taking time T. Now what is the question here? When and where the two particles meet. When means what? T equal to how much? And where means what? From A, what is the distance from where? From A, where they are meeting, at a distance D they are meeting. From B, if we measure the distance from B, how at which position they are meeting? At 100 minus D they are meeting here. So let us find out this one. From A to C they are meeting at a distance D from A. So let us write this one, d equal to how much. Now our target is to find d equal to how much and t equal to how much, right? So one part of physics, one part of solving problem is clear here. Now it is clear that we have to find d and t. Now we are entering into mathematical part. So to solve these things we have to do mathematics, and to find these two variables, what are required? Mathematical equations are required. Mathematical equations are required. So let us make, how many equations are required here? Because there are two equations, sorry, there are two variables, two equations are required. So now let us make two equations. How can we get two equations? We are making use of kinematic equations. Okay, now we are making use of kinematic equations because they only describe the motion of the bodies. What is the purpose of kinematic equations? Kinematic equations help us to describe the motion of bodies. So kinematic equations are nothing but they are mathematical expressions which describe the motion of bodies. So let us make use of them. So while making use of them, let us consider particle A and particle B separately and find out the relevant kinematic equations for them. For A, what type of motion is A having? Uniform motion. Uniform motion means what? Moving with constant velocity. See, A is moving with a speed of 5 meters per second and B is moving with a speed of 15 meters per second. So for A, uniform motion. For uniform motion, what is the kinematic equation? Only one equation is there. What is that one? S equal to Vt. Distance equal to speed into time, or displacement equal to velocity into time. No need to bother about distance or displacement because we are considering it's a straight line motion. In previous video I explained this one, some part 2 or part 3, I don't remember actually. So once check there. So distance equal to speed, only one equation is there. For uniform motion, only one equation is there. For uniform acceleration, what are the equations they are having? S equal to ut plus half a d square, v equal to u plus at, v square equal to u square plus 2as, average velocity v bar equal to u plus v by 2, displacement in nth second equal to sn, displacement in nth second, sn equal to u plus a and n minus half. These equations are there. So basically three most important equations are S equal to ut plus half a d square, v equal to u plus at, v square equal to u square plus 2as. Those are the basic equations. Okay, so those equations, they are applicable when the particle is moving with a constant acceleration, but here it is uniform motion, and if particles are moving with uniform motion, there is only one equation, that is S equal to Vt. So if it is uniform motion, let us apply this equation. So what is S here? For A, this implies S equal to d. What is V? 5. In the place of t, let us write this one. Right. Now for B, what type of motion B is having here? B is also uniform motion. B is also having uniform motion. Same source, same formula, S equal to Vt. There is no other way, only one formula is there, S equal to Vt. How you got this one? This is average velocity. Average velocity equal to total displacement by total time. From that one we got this. You have to check previous videos right now. So for B, uniform motion, the equation is this one, S equal to Vt. What is S here? 100 minus d. This is equal to how much? V is 15 t. Physics part is over. Now we are entering into mathematics part. Divide a physics problem basically into two categories. One is the physics part, other one is mathematics part. So till we make equations, that comes under physics part. Now solving this equation comes under mathematics part, right? So now we can solve them, very simple. Solving 1 and 2. So what is this? 100 minus d equal to 15t, equation 2. This implies 100 minus, what is d here? I am substituting d equal to 5t in equation 2 here. So d equal to 5t equal to 15t. So this implies sending minus 5t goes that side, becomes 20t equal to 100. That implies the t equal to 5. This is 5 seconds. So when they are meeting after 5 seconds. Okay. So substituting in this equation 1, t equal to 5 seconds in equation 1 implies d equal to how much? 5 into 5, that equal to 25 meters. So at what distance they are meeting? They are meeting at a distance of 25 meters from A. From B, 75 meters. Got it? Okay. Next question is question number 2. A bus starts from rest and moves with a constant acceleration 8 meters per second square. At the same time, a car traveling with a constant velocity, let us mark this, a constant velocity 16 meters per second overtakes and passes the bus. After how much time and at what distance the bus overtakes the car? She is asking about how much time and at what distance, when and where. See, after how much time and at what distance the bus overtakes the car. See what is happening. A bus starts from rest and moves with constant acceleration. Let us consider on a road a bus is staying there. A bus is staying in rest on the road. Then a car is coming from behind on the road. Several vehicles pass. No, a car is coming. When the bus just starts its motion from rest, a car just passes the bus. So when the bus is just starting its motion, where is the car? Besides the bus. Car is besides the bus. Okay. So now our problem starts. So when let us draw the diagram here. So this is the road here. So this is the bus here, and this is car. So this is car, right? See, car is coming from behind here. When the bus is starting its motion means what? Its velocity is 0. Initial velocity of the bus u equal to 0. So let this is the starting point here. See, car is coming from behind, and when the bus is just starting its journey, car comes besides the bus here. Okay, then passes like this. So when bus velocity is u equal to 0, what is the speed of car? It is moving with a constant speed, no? So here also its speed is how much? Speed of car. So u equal to 16 meters per second. Okay. So why I have taken u equal to 16 meters per second and u equal to 0 here? Because we are considering we are at this position, we are standing at this position, and we are observing what is happening here. So we are standing on this road here like this. Bus is there, a car is coming, car is moving like this. We have started our time when the bus is starting its motion. So that is t equal to 0 here. When t equal to 0, what is the velocity of bus? It is 0. Just it is about to start its motion. Then what is the velocity of car? 16 meters per second. Since we are starting to count time here, so therefore we are taking this one as initial velocity, u equal to 16 meters per second. Now time starts and the competition goes like this. So what happens now? This car moves away first now, because the bus is just starting its journey. Slowly it starts, increases its speed, but car is already, it is moving fast. So what happens? Car goes away like this, bus is coming back like this. So the question is, after how much time and at what distance the bus overtakes the car. Is it possible? Can the bus overtakes the car? What is the speed of the car here? 16 meters per second. So let us check this one. This bus is having some acceleration. See how much? 8 meter per second square. And you know 8 meter per second square can be written like this: 8 meter per second in 1 second. See, is this not equal to meter per second square? Yes, it is equal to meter per second square. So we can write 8 meter per second square as 8 meters per second by 1 second. What is the meaning of this? So you know acceleration equal to delta v by delta t. What is delta v here? 8 meters per second is delta v. What is delta t here? 1 second is delta t. So the actual meaning of this 8 meter per second square is nothing but in every 1 second its speed is increasing by 8 meters per second. Because in every delta t the speed increases by delta v. That is the mathematical definition of acceleration. So here what is the meaning of this one? In every 1 second, per 1 second, how much speed is increasing? 8 meters per second speed is increasing, right? So what is the initial speed of bus here? U equal to 0. After 1 second, what is the speed of bus? 8 meters per second. After 2 seconds, what is the speed of bus? 16 meters per second. So within 2 seconds, the speed of the bus is becoming equal to the speed of the car here. After third second, what is the speed of bus? 24 meters per second. In fourth second, 32 meters per second. Like that. So here there is a chance that the bus speed is increasing, but car speed is constant. So at one stage, the bus will definitely passes the car. It crosses the car here. So let us suppose that this is the point where bus passes the car. So let us consider this distance as, so after traveling a distance d, let us suppose that the bus meets the car, crosses the car after traveling a distance d from this initial position. After traveling some distance d, let the bus overtakes the car. Got it? Okay, d. And what is the time taken here? Suppose car goes forward, no? When the car reaches this point in 5 minutes, in how much time bus has to reach this point? Same 5 minutes. Okay, the same, because both of them are starting simultaneously here. Starting means, sir, this car is not starting from rest. Don't tell like that. Here this is our starting point. The car is coming from behind. It's okay, but our problem starts from this location, from the location of the bus. Okay, don't think that this is not the starting point here. This car, in our problem, the starting point of the car is also here only. But when the car is at the starting point, its velocity is not 0. It is having some velocity 16 meters per second. That is the case here. Got it? So, okay, now let me explain here. Yes, this is the starting point. Bus velocity is 0. Initial velocity u equal to 0 for the bus. That is, bus is starting from rest and it is accelerating. A equal to 8 meter per second square. Bus is having some acceleration. A equal to 8 meter per second square. Okay, then what is car? In our problem, starting point of car is this one only. Okay, let it be coming from behind. But in our problem, its starting point is this one only, because we are comparing from here only. So here, when the car is at starting point, what is its velocity? Its velocity is 16 meters per second. Okay, so now our time starts from here in this situation. So t equal to 0 here. So, and here the bus is overtaking the car after traveling a distance d. So both of them are meeting at these positions here. So what is the distance traveled by the car? D. What is the distance traveled by the bus? D only. It is very clear here. So then what about time? Time is also t seconds. Let the bus overtakes the car after t seconds. So it is t seconds. It is also very clear. So now let us find d equal to how much? and t equal to how much? Okay, same question. So at what distance it is crossing the car, after how much time it is passes the or overtakes the car, right? So now physics part is over. Now we have to make, there are two variables here, we have to make two equations, two kinematic equations. Kinematic equations describing the motion of car and describing the motion of bus. So we can get two equations, one for the car, another for the bus here. So let us write for bus first. While writing kinematic equation, what is the information required? We should check if the motion is uniform motion or if it is a uniform acceleration or non-uniform acceleration. Let it be anything. We should know what type of motion the object is having. So bus, what type of motion it is having? Uniform acceleration. It is having uniform acceleration. Okay. And what are the key terms here? What are the key physical quantities? So uniform acceleration means we are having many formulae. S equal to ut plus half a square, v equal to u plus at, v square equal to, so all these formulae are there, no? So which formula we have to choose? So how to check that one? See here, what are the quantities we have to find? D and T, distance and time. So predominantly we have to use this equation, S equal to ut plus half at square. In my previous videos I clearly explained how to choose the equations. Once please check those videos there. So S here in this equation, S and T, they are dominant terms. Actually in every equation u will be there, a will be there. U and a, they do not decide the equation we have to choose. So what are the things here? Displacement, time and velocity. These three actually help us to decide the relevant equation here. So here distance and time, they are in this equation, so we can use this equation. So for bus which is having uniform acceleration, we are choosing this equation, that is S equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, so what is S here? D equal to, what is u? Initial velocity of bus is 0 plus half into, what is a? A is 8. What is t? This is t square. So therefore D equal to 4t square. This is equation 1. See, we made one equation. So let us make another equation for car here. So what type of motion car is having? Car is having uniform motion. There bus is having uniform acceleration and car is having uniform motion. No confusion between uniform acceleration and uniform motion. No confusion between uniform acceleration and uniform motion. Uniform motion means what? The particle moves with a constant velocity, and uniform acceleration means the particle moves with constant acceleration, right? So uniform motion, what is, so uniform motion means what is the formula? Only one formula is there. So what is that? S equal to Vt, distance equal to speed into time. So what is S here? D. What is V here? 16. What is T here? T. See, it's very simple. We made two equations. Now physics part is over. Up to making equations, physics part is over. Now solving the equation involves mathematics. Now let us solve the equations here. So D equal to 4t square, it is 16t. Solving 1 and 2, we get, see, D equal to 4t square, D equal to, see, LHS equal, no? So 4t square equal to 16t. T and this one cancels here, therefore T equal to 4 seconds. See, so the bus is crossing the car in 4 seconds. The bus is crossing the car in 4 seconds. And after how much distance it is crossing? D equal to 16t. D equal to 16 into 4. This is equal to 64 meters. So after 64 meters, after traveling 64 meters, the bus is crossing the car. Okay guys, in our next video, we will do problems involving single constant acceleration and many constant accelerations. In the same problem itself, throughout the journey, If the particle is having one value of constant acceleration, then that comes under single constant acceleration. If we consider different accelerations, say for some part of journey it can be having some acceleration alpha, for other part of journey it can be having some acceleration beta, and for other part of journey it can be having some deceleration, some gamma, like that. So in the same journey itself, acceleration, deceleration, different values of acceleration and different values of deceleration will be there. Such problems also we will do such problems in next video. Okay guys.